All right, picking up at part 2. And the next point I wanted to bring up is ever since I came to Japan, I always tried to stay busy with a goal.
Mm-hmm.
And so my first goals were coming here, learning how to live in this culture and the job I had, and then getting into Japanese study.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but my heart was in studying Japanese kanji or Japanese how to speak it. I still am not that good of a speaker, but it's good. I like practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And the more people say like Japanese is difficult, right? As a foreigner, like you have all this polite language in kanji, and I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it's tough, but that just makes me want to try harder.
Right.
And the fact that you're saying that to me makes me want to try even double.
Right.
That. So anyway, what I'm saying is, since I've studied Japanese, which is a lifelong study, it's never gonna end, I found something new to sink my teeth into, to dig
Mm-hmm.
into, and that kind of, fortunately for me personally, is directly connected to my next job.
Right.
And yeah, the thing I want to study is about green tea, this book. So it's called the Nihonsha no Subete Wakaru Hon. And so if I'm going to keep doing YouTube, I figured one of the things I'm going to do is read this book. You know, it's got tons of information about green tea. It's crazy. It's all you need to know about tea. It really is, as the title implies.
Uh-huh.
And so what I'm going to do because I'm a beginner about Japanese tea myself, but there's a whole world, industry, business around it, culture and history around it. It's amazing. So I'm going to go through this book a section at a time, maybe sometimes a page at a time. What I like, what I want to share, I'm going to study it in Japanese. Then I'm going to I'm just going to make a video in English talking about what I'm learning, to share what I'm learning and to enforce it for my own study, because ultimately studying for this leads into a test, which if I can pass will allow me to be an instructor of Japanese tea. And I went on to the official Japanese tea instructor website.
Oh, okay.
And just to give you an idea of what it is I'm aiming at, it says about Nihonsha, or Japanese tea instructors.
Mm-hmm.
Nihonsha, or Japanese tea instructors, are well-informed persons who have extensive knowledge and skills of Japanese tea, including the history, cultivation, production, brewing methods, and methods of appraisal. They play an active role as working instructors in the tea brewing methodology at culture schools, public halls, and elementary schools, support tea events and staff, and operate Japanese tea cafes. So yeah, I think my life has kind of, in a way, is becoming the study of green tea, and I need to become not an expert, but I need to really know my stuff. Any advice?
Right. Well, no, I think it's great that you've you've found something that you're really interested in, and so always when you found something that you really enjoy and become passionate about, then it's a joy. It becomes something you wake up in the morning, you're excited about it. So I think
Fills your heart with joy.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, and I think that it means that you're on your right path. Somehow when we're feeling that state of energy and excitement and bliss, it means that we were on the right path.
It was a bit unexpected. I mean, after 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
plus a little bit, in Japan, I never thought I would get into this industry. However, I'm glad because I'm able to promote, support, and maybe like transmit or share a part of Japanese culture.
Yeah.
So I'm really lucky in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think healthy organic products have a big future because the world is so polluted and so unhealthy physically. We're poisoned by toxins in the soil and food and the air and the water, and so green tea and organic green tea and organically produced foods are really, really important, and more and more people are looking for that, a healthier lifestyle. So I think it's wonderful that what you're interested in has a very positive part to play in helping the world become healthier.
Yeah, I think there is really a lot of health benefits to green tea. So, I mean, you can say the same thing about cannabis oil or something,
Yeah. But green tea is also a social, you can sit down and drink green tea.
There's a tradition. Yeah, there's like the, you're right. every family in Japan. For Japanese people, it's like the norm. Like they don't really think of it as like some special, but like for you and I, it's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And we can share that with our home country.
And it's a way of sharing Japanese culture with other cultures. So it's a wonderful thing that people can now. It's easier for people to experience other cultures through products such as green tea. So people can experience what Japanese people have been enjoying for thousands of years.
Well, originally from China, probably, right? I was just reading this book on the way here on the train. It's like, how long has tea been drunken? How long has it been being drunk? I don't know how to speak English.
That was so bad.
Forgive me. Okay, I'm an idiot. But it shows like this picture of this like ancient Chinese guy like chewing on a twig or something.
Right.
Apparently, this guy, he introduced to Chinese medicine a lot of the herbs that we can, with healing qualities, which we can like make tinctures with and eat or whatever. And like anytime he'd pick up a plant that was poisonous, and like he didn't die because he would chew on green tea leaves there shortly thereafter to like get the toxins out. Yeah, so I think that's how tea was discovered. According, I don't know. It's probably just like a tradition, like a oral like a story or something.
Right.
I don't know if it's true or not, but needless to say, green tea, has so many benefits for us, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
But I plan to look into that and look at all the health, the science of the health as well.
Mm-hmm.
First in Japanese, but then I need to know the information in English anyway.
So is green tea? It has a detoxification benefit. Is that?
Perhaps, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. But I think you gotta drink it every day, and you gotta brew. There's so many different ways to brew and like have different types of variations of Japanese tea or tea in general.
So you can have different combinations and varieties. And what is the main health benefit apart from detoxification? Does it have any other?
I was looking at the book a little bit, and it seems like there is preventative against forms of illness. It seems to have been used as a medicine in more of ancient times, but like against cancer, even, or just to bolster your immune system against getting colds. So
it kind of powers up your shields.
Yeah, you can say the same for many things. Like there are a lot of things that are marketed as health products these days to get them sold, and you can't avoid that with green tea. Yeah, we want to sell this stuff, so we gotta. But I think the health benefits are real here, but not just made up.
Yeah, I can see that. And also, I'm just wondering, a lot of people, when they make tea, use water from the tap. And the tap water's got a lot of chlorine and other stuff in it.
Fluoride or something.
Yeah, so does the product come with a recommendation to use like filtered water or...
Yeah, I'm gonna learn about this stuff. Okay, but well, I wouldn't recommend straight tap water from the faucet. You should probably at least have some kind of filter going there.
Yeah.
Or there are many types of water. I can't remember the names right now, but there's like
mineral water
and all that
stuff like this.
There's a lot,
So there's probably water is an important component of tea. So
yeah,
I would imagine that just simple rainwater or filtered water would be best for green tea. But
well, let's learn about it together, and I'll be sending you some green tea here to your school. But I think you gotta. It's probably not packaged, and you gotta like buy the
like tea leaves.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to like put it in directly and learn how to do all that.
The teapot. I like tea made from the teapot.
Definitely.
It's really good. And then on the second cup would be slightly stronger. Or you probably add water.
You know about. Well, you're a man from over there. You know about tea a little bit.
Ceylon tea, but tea's great.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's great that it seems to me that you've found your passion, and I think it's a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
So it's really good to see. So it's like so I'm really pleased.
Okay, yeah, cool. Just wanted to get that out there also. Well, like just to make the point that I want to make YouTube videos and kind of a project with the green tea stuff, and then I want to be active on YouTube. I'm sure you do too. So
yeah, so this is a good way of documenting your journey, your green tea journey, and I think YouTube's great because you can share the things that you learn as you learn them, and that's a good way to reinforce the learning process.
And you can like watch videos of yourself looking back, like, damn, I look like that like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah. So It's interesting in many respects. So you can see it's like a time capsule, isn't it? So,
It sure is. It's fun sharing it.
oh gosh, I look so young there.
Yeah.
I had my hair.
Yeah, I saw you putting pictures on Facebook about it. But all right, so I guess the next one, I'll give this one about 5 more minutes. So do you have any new projects that you're working on right now about art? Would you have any kind of like desire or hope in terms of where you want to go with your art? And also wanted to ask along with that, looking at my notes, what kind of balance of actual technique and intuition is there involved in creating art? Because you obviously need the base technique to get what's in your mind into reality. You need that skill to express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your experience mediating this balance in your experience of being an artist? Because you're quite a good artist, and I think I could ask you that.
First of all, I do have 2 projects that I've already started. One of them, I'm starting a digital version of a flying house, UFO technology flying house, which I designed several years ago before I was involved in digital art. But I want to rework the design using digital technology to make it more realistic and change the design.
I've noticed a lot of your art is realistic, like you like actual photography looking stuff, but you have a lot of stencil sketches and stuff, which I think that stuff is cooler because it shows you made this by hand. But if you can digitalize it, it's cool too.
Yeah, I like to use both. I like to have a background which is using photographs, and then I can paint a spacecraft in the foreground. So it's kind of a blend of digital painting and photography. It's just fun for me, but I also enjoy just pencil sketching. But my project, I have 2. One is to do the digital version of the flying house, which is a depiction of my great-great-granddaughter's life in 100 years from now. She's an artist. She lives on a flying house which just floats and travels around the world at walking pace.
Are we going to be able to do that someday? I'm just kidding.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And the other project is, I'm just waiting for a sunny day, is that 4 years ago I had a UFO encounter in Anjo in broad daylight, witnessed by a lady and her 2 daughters. A UFO flew right past us, and little girl was yelling, UFO, UFO, and she was pointing at the sky, and this disc went right by us with...
Wait, where were you?
I was in Anjo.
In Japan, here?
In Japan.
But wait, are you sure that wasn't just I don't know, some like spacecraft or something?
It was completely silent, it was solid, and it had the most beautiful lighting around the edge of it.
And so what you're saying is you make art based off that because you saw this?
I've decided to depict that. I've already depicted it in one of my paintings, but very small. But I want to do, I'm going to take a photo from the spot that I saw it with the background, houses, and then I'm going to paint the UFO, what I saw, on top of that.
Okay.
So that's
By the
my
way,
second project.
James' art's really great. It's probably in the background, so you can't see it too well. But he has a lot of really great stuff. It's good art. But yeah, I mean, I personally don't really know about UFOs or anything. My mind's open to it. We live in such a grand, great, huge universe that I wouldn't be surprised that if some point in our history, you read the Bible, the Old Testament, you see all this crazy stuff like things visited humans or like God appeared before some prophet or something. But it's like, could have been an alien or something, a UFO or something. I mean, if you close your mind to the idea of UFOs, you're limiting your own reality. I think you should have an open mind about it, and people have had experiences, and there's so much good information and bad information on the internet, I'm sure. But personally, I have no say in the realm of UFOs. I've not looked into it. I just don't have time on my plate to think about it, maybe. Yeah. But it's cool if you want to put it in your art.
Yeah. So that's my second project, based on personal experience.